It's 2024, and if you've been unfortunate enough to be hit by the recent tech layoffs or are looking for your first position in the industry, then get ready because things aren't improving anytime soon. Entry-level and low-experience roles, those being less than 4 years, are now the extreme minority of open positions, making up as little as 8% of the job market. This being a result of historic layoffs of 2023, in which over 300,000 developers lost their job, myself being one of them. This massively inflated competition, especially for those lower experience roles. Imagine for a moment the downward pressure as engineers begin accepting lower roles and lower pay in order to ensure that they get hired. Principals accept lead roles, leads accept senior roles, seniors accept mid-level roles, and mid-levels flood the entry-level positions with overqualified resumes. I myself have found that I'm often competing with senior engineers with 2 or 3 times the industry experience I have, and the seemingly inevitable response from companies of, "Thank you for your time, you performed well and met all our expectations, but we have to go with a more qualified candidate," is heartbreaking every time. And I genuinely cannot fault those senior engineers. They need work too, and they really are more qualified than I am. All the public hears about is volatility in the world of tech. That and outrageous sums of money. The perception pushed by the media is that everyone is rich, working 1 hour a week, and layoffs mean nothing because those engineers probably have job offers flooding their LinkedIn DMs. Now, this might be true within Silicon Valley, engineers who made a name for themselves at places like Google and Microsoft, who led teams in developing world-changing products, engineers who have been coding since they were 10 years old and communicate better with computers than they do with people. But for the average engineer, you're treated worse than a short-order cook at a backcountry diner. Long hours, low pay relative to education and effort, and I guarantee you that the short-order cook has more job security. In my experience, you can only depend on having your current job until the end of the day. Despite the doom and gloom, though, I think it is still important to guard your mental health. The industry is in turmoil, yes, and while that may crash down hardest onto engineers like you and me, know in your heart that this isn't personal. And that overqualified engineer who took your job is also salty about it. Imagine having 7 years of experience and being forced to take an essentially junior role, though it might be called something different for appearances. Let's look at the data and ground ourselves in reality. The industry went on a wild hiring frenzy through 21 and 22, followed by layoffs in late 22 and early 2023. These waves were compounded by the enormous influx of new engineers who changed careers mostly out of the service industry. And I've even been told by hiring managers that they prefer these new engineers. Because of their backgrounds, they are more pragmatic, harder workers, and more charismatic, and often can be found to have service experience in the technology being worked on. One hiring manager I know in particular was running a team of developers making new point-of-sale software, and exclusively hired engineers with food service industry backgrounds, for obvious reasons. Interview requests in January 2024 favored applicants with 6 or more years of experience, much higher than previous years. For non-engineers, here's some context. Assuming a developer has been working with the same technology on challenging projects within a team that supports this developer's growth, 6 years should be deep into senior territory, and if that engineer has the proclivity for leadership, that person could easily see themselves managing a team of juniors at the 6-year mark. We can remain optimistic though. As of right now, the industry is expected to grow by 25% over the next decade. And while there is a lot of fear surrounding AI, I personally believe integrating AI as a productivity multiplier is going to be a core competency going forward. We should start to see a clear delineation between engineers using AI and those abstaining from it, because believe it or not, it is strangely common to hear developers talking extremely negatively about LLMs like ChatGPT. Remember that a lack of experience is not a personal judgment, and companies have to make the most intelligent financial decisions they can. And the difficulty of that is that within tech, most developers don't become a significant net positive until they reach the senior level. Entry and junior levels require so much guidance and correction that they are a net negative. Even unpaid interns are a drain on the resources of a team. Even myself, as a mid-level engineer going on 4 years of experience, I couldn't keep up with most seniors and would probably, with maximum effort, be a net neutral to the company for the first 6 months. My advice would be to stay positive. Commit to an application schedule. It doesn't have to be 100 applications a month, that's what I do, but you can do whatever works for you. And avoid overly negative discussions about the economy, the tech industry, or artificial intelligence. I would also suggest ignoring big-name companies. As much as I love applying to the $400,000 a year starting salary Netflix job, I know I have no chance of even making the initial screening, and I am simply indulging in a bit of lottery fantasy, like maybe the stars will align and I'll get my big break, when in reality, I just need to keep grinding. My final piece of advice, seek out peers. This can be a lonely road, and having people you can discuss your process with and pair program with will make a big difference. And who knows, Maybe down the line, that person can refer you to a position, or you can do the same for them. One absolute constant over the last 3.5 years is the overwhelming support I have gotten from other developers. I wouldn't be where I am today without their help. Let me know in the comment section below if you're struggling to find a job and what your process looks like. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. That's all for today. Take care.